Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. It is day 3 of owning the G87 project car, and we're going to do our first mod to it, which I think I mentioned in the last video, which is going to be sort of an engine dress up. So we've got quite a few bits to fit to this, which we'll talk you through and we'll show you how to fit them. So just to give you an idea, we are changing the strut braces. We've got full carbon replacement strut braces here. So this bit here kind of goes there, like that, and the top bit's here, which goes over the top. And these are really solid, so they'll be a very good replacement for those, and they'll also look really cool. Then we also have the engine cover, which is there, which self-explanatory. These go over the airbox areas, so let me give you an example. Actually, they will go here, they bolt into there, they'll go under the strut brace there, so that will cover that up there, both sides, which I think will look really good. And then we do 2 different styles of this. This one is a cover which goes over here, but we also do a full replacement which isn't quite out yet, but that'll be here soon. So we're just going to do this one for now, show you how this fits and how it looks at the end. But the first step is going to just be to remove everything that we're going to change. So we're going to start by taking this stuff off here, the black strip and at the front for that to go under. We'll also take the braces off, the rear plastics that cover here to get the rest off, and the engine cover, and then we'll get started. Okay, so the tools we're going to be using are the trim removal tool, obviously just take the black clips out, a T30 for the 2 screws at the front which the cover goes over, and then we're using a 15mm for the strut braces at the back that uses 15, and a 13 at the front. So obviously the last one we're going to use is a 13 with our electric ratchet. So yeah, let's get these plastic clips out first. And then we should be able to take, well, this should come off. Not going to pull these off fully because of the wires, but I will just get it out of the way so we can get into that. Do the same on the other side. Can you put it down on that side? So now we can get to those nice and easy. Now the 13, this one's a bit tighter. So now we've got the 15s and the 13 out, we can now just remove these, which simple as that. Just try and make note which way they go. If you have a look here, this there went here. So on the new ones it's exactly the same. Let me show you. Here, if you see there, this edge goes here, so that goes on the front, kind of right of the car. Right. Now we're going to remove the engine cover. Now we've got the strut braces out, it just literally sticks down. So pull it up. It has rubber bits underneath. See these? So one's come off here, which is there. So we'll replace those. Well, these slot into the carbon grille. So we'll show you that in a minute how they go. But yeah, that's what they stick down with. So now we've got to take these 3 out each side with the 13, and then after that we'll do that, and then we have to move on to the front, but we'll take these out and go from there. Last bit is just moving these clips on the front so we can get this plastic bit off. 3, and then now we've done that, remove this. Okay, so the first piece we're putting on are the 2 airbox covers, because the cover goes over these bolts here, so these go in place there. Okay. Like this, there, and then the covers, when you put the front cover here, it covers these bolts. So we'll get these in, and then once we've done that, we'll move on to the front part. Just replacing essentially these 2 bolts first, not that one because the top cover goes into that one. So if you were just buying this, you would replace these 3, but yeah, so we'll put these in first, both sides. It's that one there, that one there. Like I said, leave this one free because that's the cover for this reason for that. So do the same on both sides, there and there. When you put the covers back on here, the clip goes through both sides, so that holds the back on and this holds the front on, so it's nice and secure. So that's the front part on. Now we've got that on, we can move onto this part, which says, you see, it covers those bolts, but then that goes, these ones line up like that. So then there's 2 bolts of the T30 each side and 2 13mm each side. So now that's in place, we can replace the plastic cover, which clips in here. The best way I found doing it is line it up at the front and then pushing backwards to get it nicely. So now we've got these in place, front carbon trim in place. We're going to move on to the airbox. So here's the original one. If you have a look here, we need to take these out. So we have one here, the smaller one here, a bigger one here, and a bigger one here. So now we'll replace those on the carbon one. Next bit is the badge. So if you have a look on here, the badge kind of bends in the back. See, so these are kind of bend out once you get down, but if you cut this off, and that way you can just pull it out like that. And then we'll get it into place on here. So that goes through there, like that. Push it in, and then bend these down. And then we just line these all up, make sure they're all good still, yep. And then they clip on like so. See, just like that, very easy, looks pretty cool. Okay, so now that's it. Last piece is the strap braces. So we'll replace these, the front one. Which goes like so. Let me move that away. Like that. And then we'll do all the bolts up, put the trims back on, and then we'll be ready. Last step is just replacing these, putting these all back in place, how they were. That locks into place. Cool, so it's all back together now. To be honest, absolutely blown away of how good it looks. I didn't anticipate, I thought it might have looked a bit over the top, but I think it kind of flows quite nicely because these cover the airbox. I think it's a good alternative to buying an airbox. Obviously you can change the air filter if you want it, but if you just want to keep it standard, I think that's quite a good alternative. And it all kind of goes together quite nicely. Engine cover obviously always is quite, I think people have been doing those for a long time. I think it looks really good. But all in all, it's pretty simple to fit. I think it took about an hour to do everything, and that was the first time doing it. If I was doing it, going to be even easier. But yeah, really happy with how it looks. Obviously, this is the second video I think we're doing now for the G87. We're going to do, like Archie mentioned in the last video, doing a whole kind of series on it. I think tomorrow we're going to be putting the new wheels on it, which we'll give you a kind of sneak peek tomorrow. And yeah, we're going to also be lowering it, and we'll put an M Performance spoiler on it for now while waiting for the kit. But if you like this sort of video, put a link to our G87 parts and also G80 parts, because this will fit G80, G82 as well. But yeah, thank you for watching.